So yesterday we have discussed about the string functions in Tableau 8, and in Tableau 9 we have few new string functions, guys. So the new string functions in Tableau 9 are: number one, find nth. Find nth is a new string function from Tableau 9. So what find nth will do? In Tableau 8 we have find function. So using the find function we can able to find, or we can able to search the search string on the input string. Okay, and the find function, it is going to give us the first occurrence of the search string. What about find nth? Find nth, it is going to find out the required occurrence or the nth occurrence of the search string on the input string. So it is going to take the input as string, search string, and the nth place or the nth occurrence. Nth occurrence. So let me connect to this data source now. Superstore. So if we take the find function, let's say for example I'm taking find of, I'm taking my input string as Tableau, and if I take a here, Tableau going to find what? Here Tableau going to find the first occurrence of the search string. Here basically Tableau is the input string and a is the search string. So now on the input string it is going to find out the first occurrence of a. So let me click on apply and click on OK. So now let me drag the find function and drop it into the rows. Let me convert this to dimension. Now save. So now what is occurrence of a? So it is giving us the first occurrence of a in the Tableau. So if you go to this string, so here let's say for example I would like to show the second occurrence of a. So how to get the second occurrence of a? So if you want to find that find nth position, we can use find nth. We can use find nth of Tableau. I'll take my search string as a, and let's say here you have to specify the occurrence. So my occurrence is 2, so it is going to find out the second occurrence of a. Just click on apply and click on OK. So now once drag this find nth and drop it into the rows and convert this to dimension. So now it is giving us the 6th place. So we go to the find nth here. So we are searching for a, and what is the occurrence? Second occurrence. Let's say I am giving 3. So here we are having a in the second place is the first occurrence, and a in the 6th place is the second occurrence. What about the third occurrence? We don't have any third occurrence. Now in this case Tableau going to give us 0. But the search string is not available. For Tableau going to return, Tableau going to give us 0. So it is one new function in Tableau 9. And the other new function is split. If you want to get the required substring, till Tableau 8, you have to make use of either left, right, or mid. Whereas from Tableau 9, we can directly use split function to split the input string into multiple parts. So the syntax is split of input string, comma, substring, or the search string, comma, string part. It is going to take which part of the string you want to extract. So the split syntax is split of input string, comma, search string, comma, string part. Okay. So let me explain this. So let me take split. We take split of, I'm taking, let's say for example, I'm taking input string as A space B space C. So here let's say for example here I would like to extract A. So how to extract A? So in between the two strings, in between this two characters A and B, we have the space as the string search string, and let's say for example I'm giving my part as 1. So now here what the split function going to do is, split function will take the search string as a space. So here we are having the space, and it will divide that into 3 parts, and after dividing that into 3 parts, it is going to give us the first part. For the first part, A. So click on apply and click on OK. Okay, so now go to the dimensions, split, drag split and drop it here. So now here what I have shown here, A. So next, let's say for example here you want to get second part, you just take what 2. So what is second part of the string, B, and if you want third part, just take 3. Okay. So similarly, if you want to extract the customer names, here you have the customer name. So if you want to extract the customer names, so if you see the customer name is a combination of, here the customer name is a combination of first name plus mid name plus last name, right? So here how to get the first name, mid name and last name? Just simply the split function. So I'm taking first name. So I'm taking split of customer name comma space. Space is my search character, and after finding space I would like to get the first part. So click on apply and click on OK. So drag the F name. So here Tableau is showing us what the first name. Next I am duplicating this. I am taking mid name. Okay, now I would like to search for second part. So let me click on apply and click on OK. Now let me drag the mid name. So now here what Tableau going to show here is showing this the second part, and let me get the last name. Last name. Okay, here drag the last name and drop it into the rows. So this was the last name. And sometimes in between, within one input string, you get multiple characters. Let's say for example, I'm taking split 2. I have the values like A space B hash C. You get the input string like this. Then in such cases, how to perform split here? Just take split. Okay. So after taking split, let's say for example here I'm taking my search string as hash, and I'm taking my string part as 2. So click on apply, click on OK. So once drag the split 2 and drop into the rows. So they're already showing here C. Why it is showing here C? So if you take this particular hash, so after the for the hash, here the hash is separating two parts. One is B and the other is C. What is second part? Second part is C. And if I take 1, just click on apply and click on OK. So it will take the complete string A space B. Okay. So in that way, if you have the different delimiters also, we can pass the delimiter and we can able to perform the splitting of the input string. So these are the different string functions available in 9. Even in fact, there are new functions in 9. So next, the third type of functions are date functions. Third type of functions are date functions. So in the date functions, the first type of date functions are the first type of date functions are subdate functions. The first type of date functions are subdate functions. So what are the different subdate functions available? So what are basically sub-date functions? So the date is a combination of multiple date parts, right? Like the date is a combination of day plus month plus year. So if you want to extract the required subpart like substring functions, so what substring functions will do? Substring functions, they are going to extract the required part of the string. Similarly, if you want to extract the required date, then we have to make use of these subdate functions. So we have totally 5 different types of subdate functions. They are number 1 year, number 2 month, number 3 day. So year going to extract the year values from the input date and gives the output in terms of integer. Okay. Similarly, the month will take the input as date or date plus time and extract the month values in terms of integers. Similarly, day also extract the day values in terms of numbers from the input date or input date plus time. So these 3 fields, they'll create the field of type integer. So it means that field will be stored under measures. So for all the 3 fields, the syntax is same. For these 3 fields, the syntax is a function of input date or date plus time. Function of input date or date plus time. So let me show you this. So I'm creating a candidate field with the name year. So I'm taking year of order date. I'm taking input as the order date field. So now it is going to extract what? It is going to extract the year values from the order date. Just click on apply, click on OK. So I'm creating a new sheet. So under the measures, I'm going to create the year field. Just drag the year and drop into the dimensions. So in the dimension we're having the year, drag the year and drop into the rows. Now see here. Now initially where it has created this field under the measures. So now here we are seeing the year values in terms of the integers. Next, how to get month? Just simply duplicate this and instead of year, take the month function. Instead of year, take the month function. I'm taking here month of order date. So just click on apply and click on OK. So if I drag the month and if I drop into the rows, it is giving the month in terms of what? It is giving the month in terms of the numbers. Similarly, I am taking day. I am taking day. So just click on apply and click on OK. If I drag the day, so Tableau will show all the day values. Okay, Tableau will display all the day values here. So year, month, day, they are giving the output in terms of the integers. So these 3 functions are extracting year, month and day. If I want to extract quarter, okay, so or if I want to extract week, then which function we have to use. So to extract any date part including the time parts also, we have 2 more functions. We have 2 more functions. Number 4, date part, and number 5, date name. Okay, to extract the any date part or time part, we have 2 other functions. They are date part and date name. So date part will extract everything in terms of integers, or the date part will create the output field of type integer, and the date name will create the output field of type, okay, string. Date name will create the output field of type string, and date part will create the output field of type integer. So for these 2 functions, the syntax is same. So the syntax is date part of. These functions will take the input as date or date time. These functions will take the input as date or date time, and they'll extract the required date part. They will extract the required date part from the input date or date time. Okay, so the date part means like in the day, month or quarter. So for the date name also the syntax is same. For the date name also the syntax is same. So the date part means like which part you want to extract, either day or month or quarter. And one important note is always this date part should be in the lowercase. Always this date part should be in the lowercase. Okay. So I'm creating one more calculation. I'm taking date part first. So I'm taking date part of. I'm taking my input date part as, let's say for example, year. So here is my date part and I'm taking my date as order date. I'm taking my date as order date. So now here the date part going to extract. Now here the date part going to extract the year from the input order date field. Just hit apply, hit OK. Now for the new sheet, we go to the measures. Tableau has created the date part where under the measures. Okay, so just drag it and drop it into the dimensions. I'm converting it into the dimensions. Because what will happen if I drag it into the rows, if it is in the other measures, Tableau will take the aggregation. So drag the date part and drop into the rows. Now it is extracting what? Years. So see the indicator of the date part, hash. So hash means number. So just click on it, create one more calculated field with the name date name. So I'm taking date name of, I'm taking year, and I'm taking my input data as order date again. Now here Tableau going to extract. Here from the input order date field. So just hit apply and hit OK. So now Tableau is creating the date name where, see here the date name is of type of ABC. So always the date name will create the field of type string and the date part will create the field of type number. So once drag the date part and see the output. So even though the date name is creating the field of type string, but it will show year numbers only. In the date name. So let's identify the difference between the date part and date name by taking all the date parts. Here you have taken the year date part, right? So before taking the other date parts, let's say for example, I'm taking year in the uppercase. If I take year in the uppercase, see here Tableau is giving errors. You click on drop down, once is the message. Argument year to date part must specify in the lowercase like this. If you take it in the uppercase, Tableau will throw an error. So here I would like to pass this date parts dynamically. So to pass the date parts dynamically, I am creating a parameter. With the name date part. Of type string. Okay, so available value is as list. In the list, I am taking all the date parts like year, quarter, month, week, weekday, day, hour, unit, minutes and seconds. But on the order date field, we don't have any time values. So just hit OK. Okay, so now go to the date part. Remove this year and here take the date part. Okay, so I'm taking the date part parameter here in place of the static date part value. Go to the date name. Instead of here, I'm taking the static date part. So in both the functions, here I have taken the date part parameter. So click on apply and click on OK. So now I want to show the date part parameter. For year, both the functions or both the fields are showing what? Year numbers. Let me choose quarter. For quarters also both are showing what? Numbers on like 1 to 3, 4. Let me select month. For month, the date part is showing the month numbers and the date name is showing month names. It is the difference. Okay, at the month level, the date name will show about month names and the date part will show the month numbers. And if I go to the week, for week it is showing as the week numbers only, like 1 to 3 weeks. And if it's a weekday, the date name will show us the weekday name and the date part will show the weekday numbers. And if it's a day, it is showing us all the day values. Next, if I select hour, both will show 0 because you click on the order date. On the order date we don't have any. On the order date here we don't have any time value. So if the value is not existing, Tableau will throw the value as 0. Okay. So it's a basic difference between the date part and the date name. Next. The next type of function is date add. The second type of function is date add. So what date add will do? Date add will take the input as date or date plus time, date or date plus time. To this date it is going to add the required date part depending on the interval. Okay, date add will take the input as date. To the date it is going to add the required date part based on the interval. So here what does this interval mean? So let's say for example I would like to add 2 months to the current date. 2 months to the current date. So what is the current date? The current date is the input date. So to the current date here what I would like to add 2 months. So what is 2? 2 is the interval and what about month? Month is the date part. So here how to get the current date now in Tableau? In Tableau to get the current date, we have two functions, today and now. What today going to do? Today going to display the current date and now displays the current date plus current time. Okay, today function displays the current date and now function is going to display the current date plus current time. So we go to Tableau. I'm getting a new candidate field with the name today. So in the formula we take today, it is going to display the current date. So click on apply and click on OK. So now see, now the today showing with the calendar, it means it is going to show only the current date. Try today and drop into the rows. So how to get the exact date? Right click on it and click on exact date. It is showing this the current date. Okay. So it is in the format of month, day, year. So if you want to change the format, right click on today, just go to the default properties. They are not called as default properties. In the default properties, click on the date format. Now you just select your required format. I'm selecting day, month, year. So now it is showing us this date. Next, we have one more function called as now. So now going to display the current date plus current time. So click on apply and click on OK. So now it's showing the calendar plus clock. It means this field going to show date plus time values. So drag them now and drop into the rows again and convert this to the exact date. So now it is showing here this date. Okay, so 12 Feb 2016 6:57 AM is my time. So now to the current date I would like to add 2 months. So how to get the current date using the today function? So here what would be the complete logic date add of? So the date part is month and here I would like to add 2 months to the current date. How to get the current date using today? So to the today function here I'm adding. So today is going to give me what? The required date, and to the required date I'm adding months. How many months I'm adding? 2 months. Let me create a calculated field. So with the name date add, I'm taking date add of, I'm taking month, I'm taking interval as 2, and I'm taking today. So here Tableau going to add what? Here Tableau going to add 2 months to the current date. Just click on apply and click on OK. So now create a new sheet. So the date add is going to create the field of time, date plus time. As we're adding the 2 dates, date add, it will create the field of time, date plus time. Once drag the date add and drop into the rows and convert this to the exact date. It's here. So let me change the date format, default properties, date format. So now it's showing okay, 12 April 2016. So the current date is 12 Feb 2016. It is adding 2 months. So it is showing okay, 12 April 2016. Okay, so in that way, let's add 100 days. How to add 100 days? Let me duplicate this. Let me modify date add 1. So 100 is the interval and here is the date part. So just click on apply and click on OK. Now drag the date add 1 and drop it to the rows and convert this to the exact date. So we take the date add 1, it is showing us 12 Feb only. So just let me check the function once. Okay, no values and date. So just click on apply and click on OK. Yeah, now it's showing 22nd May 2016. Okay. So in this way the date add function going to work. Next the date diff. The next function is date diff. So the date diff function is going to find the difference between date diff function. It is going to find the difference between two dates. It will take the input as date part and the start date and end date. Date diff function will take the input as the date part, okay, start date and the end date. So it is going to find the difference between the start date and the end date depending on the date part. Okay, depending on the date part, it is going to find the difference between the start date and the end date. So I will take one example. Let me take date diff of, I will take year, comma. So in Tableau, if you want to take any date value into the formula, always we have to enclose the date value within hashes. Always we have to enclose the date values within hashes. So I'm taking 12 Feb 2015 as my start date and I will take my end date as 12 Feb 2016. Okay, 12 Feb 2016. So here what I'm doing is I'm finding the difference between my start date and the end date. So my start date is 12 of 2015 and my end date is 12 of 2016 and I'm finding the difference between these two dates in terms of year. So Tableau will find out the difference by taking the date part. Here what the date part here. So here which year we're having here 2016 and here which year we're having 2015. So 2016 minus 2015. What is the value the difference is from? And if you take the start date as a higher date and the end date as a lower date, then what Tableau going to do means Tableau will use the difference in terms of negatives. So now here again Tableau will find the difference of this 2016 and the 2015. Okay, so here the difference would be 2015 minus 2016. So the difference is minus 1. Okay, 2015 minus 2016. So the difference is minus 1. Just go to Tableau. I'm creating a calculation screen. The name is date diff. I'm taking date if of, I'm taking year. So I'm taking 12 2015 start date. I'm taking, if you don't take the hashes, let me show you. 12 2016. If you don't take the hashes, Tableau will throws an error. So we have to enclose within the hashes. So hit apply and hit OK. So as the dative is finding the difference, it is going to create the field of type integer. So just go to the measures. Just connect this dative to the dimension. Just drag the dative and drop it into the rows. So what is the difference? 1. Why 1? It is finding the difference of 2016 minus 2015. Now I'm taking it 2016 and I'm taking it 2015. So now hit apply and hit OK. Now see the difference. The difference is minus 1. So if I take here, let's say for example here I will take 12 December 2015. Okay, 12 December 2015 and 12 Feb 2016. Now what will be the difference? Again here Tableau will find out the difference in terms of the year only. So 2016 minus 2015. So the difference would be 1 only. Okay, let me take this. Just here I am taking my start date as 12 December 2015 and my end date as 12th Feb 2016. If I take the date part as year, so it is going to find the difference in terms of years. So date 1. So click on apply and click on apply. Now create a new sheet. I am connecting this date to the dimensions. Drag this df1 and drop it into the rows. See, it is giving us what? It is giving the difference is still 1 only because it will find the difference in terms of the year. So here I am taking 12th Jan 2015. Here I am taking 12th December 2015. Now here Tableau will find out the difference in terms of years. So here 2015 minus here 2015. So 2015 minus 2015, the value is 0. 0. For the value is 0. So let's find out the differences in terms of the other date parts we are having. So I am removing this year. I am taking here the date part parameter. So hit apply and hit OK. Let me show the date part parameter. We take hour. So the difference between the two dates in terms of hour is 8016. If I take year, it is 0. And if I take quarter, it is 3 quarters. Because according to the calendar here, the Jan comes under Q1 and December comes under Q4. So 4 minus 1, 3. Next, if I take month, okay, so 11 months because one is Jan, the other is December. Next, weeks, okay, 47 weeks. You take the weekday, okay, so 334 weekdays, the difference is. So in that way here Tableau going to find out the difference. If we take day, so both are same, weekdays and days, the author will be same. Okay, yes, basically the date will do what? The date will take the start date and the end date and it is going to use the difference in terms of the input date part. Next, the fifth type of date function is date truncy. The fifth type of date function is date truncy. So it is going to displace the accuracy of the dates. It is going to displace the accuracy of the dates depending on the date part. So accuracy of the date means just it is going to displace the starting value of the date part. Okay, date truncy will displace the accuracy of the input date. So accuracy of the input date means depending on the date part, it will displace the starting value or the first value. So date trunc C will take the input as date part, comma, input date. In all the date functions, always we have to take the date part in the lowercase only. If you take it in the uppercase, Tableau will throw an error. So I'm taking date trunc C of, I'm taking my date part as, let's say, year, and I'm taking today. If I take today like what's the current date? So my current date is 12th Feb 2016. So here what is the year I'm having? 2016. So what is starting day of the year? The starting day of the year is 1st Jan 2016. Okay, the starting day of the year is 1st Jan 2016. So if I take here month, if I take here the month, the date range of month number today, if I take here the month, so here in my today, which month I'm having? Feb. So what is starting day of the Feb? The starting day of the Feb is 1st Feb 2016. Okay, and if I take here quarter, so depending on the date part, it will take the starting date. And if I take week, so when this week is starting, okay, this week was started on 7th. 7th of 2016. So basically the date trunc will display the accuracy of the dates, means depending on the date part, it will display the starting date value. So let me create a calculated field in date trunc. So I'm taking date trunc of, I'm taking year, or I'll take the date part. I'll take the date part parameter, and I will take today as my input date. So just click on apply and click on OK. So now drag the date trunc and drop it into the rows and select exact date. Okay, so I'm changing this type to day, month, year. Okay, so let me show the date part parameter. So if I click on date, it is showing what? The current day only. If I click on the year, it is showing us the starting day of the year. So if I click on the quarter, it is going to show us the starting day of the quarter. So if I click on the month, it is going to show the starting day of the month. If I click on the week, it is going to show the starting day of the weekday. In fact, the weekday and the day output is same. Next, if I click on the hour, so for the hour also it is going to show us the same. Okay. So now based on this date trunc function, let's do one task. So I would like to find out the number of days left in the current month. In the current month, I would like to find out the number of days left. The task I am having is I would like to find out the number of days left in my current month. So how to achieve this? So usually how to find out the number of days left in the current month? The last day of the current month minus, okay, the last day of the current month minus the current day. So in Tableau, which function we have to use to find out the difference? We can use the datif. So datif of, so as in we want to find out the number of days, so we have to take it the difference in terms of day. What is start date? The current day. Okay, the current date, comma, last date. So datif of day, comma, how to get the current date using the today function, and how to get the last date. Okay, so to get the last day, we have to make use of this date trunc function. So how to extract the last day? So I'm creating the calculator with the name last day. So how to extract the last day means, so first I'm taking date trunc of month comma today. So what date trunc will do? Date trunc will discuss the starting value or the starting value of my month. Then today I'm having 12 Feb 2016, so it is going to use what? The starting value of the month, which is 1st Feb 2016. It is going to use me the output as 1st Feb 2016. And to this output, just I'm adding 1 month. So how to add 1 month? I'm using date add. So date add of, I'm taking the date part as month, comma interval as 1. Okay, just I'm adding 1 month. So if I add 1 month, what would be the output of this? The output would be 1st March 2016. The output would be 1st March 2016. Okay. So here I'm getting the starting day of the next month. So the day before that day would be the last day of the current month, right? The day before that day would be the last date of the current month. So again I'm using the date add function. I'm taking date add of. I'm taking day and I'm taking -1. Okay, I'm taking -1. So now to this day tab here using the date add, I'm adding -1. If I add -1, what would be the value? 29 Feb 2016. Okay, 29 Feb 2016 would be the last day. Okay, last day of the current month. So it is dynamic, guys. Okay, this logic is dynamic because depending on the today will change. Okay, so depending on the calendar, the today will change. So it is going to calculate depending on the today function. So just click on apply and click on OK. So I'm taking the difference using the creative function, taking number of days left. So I'm taking date diff of. So I'm taking day, I'm taking my start date as today and last date as last day function. So just click on apply and click on OK. So number of days left, I'm having my measures, I'm converting that to dimension to get my accurate value. Drag it and drop it into the row. So say how many days left? 17 days left. So in that way we can able to find out the number of days left in the current quarter and the number of days left in the current year also. If you will try those two tasks. Here just I have discussed how to get the number of days left in the current month. Two people just find out how to find out the number of days left in the current quarter and the current year. Next task. In my next task I'm taking all the countries. In my next task I'm taking all the countries. So in this task I would like to find out the average shipping time. The average shipping time for all the countries. Okay, for all the countries I would like to know the average shipping time and which country is taking the the highest shipping time. So that I would like to find out. So the shipping time means what? The time in between the order date and the ship date. So I'm using again the date function. So first I'm finding the shipping time. So how to get shipping time? It's the difference in terms of order date and the ship date. So just click on apply and click on OK. So here we have the shipping time, drag the shipping time and drop it into label. So as we want the average shipping time, just I'm taking the aggregation as average. So just I'm coloring with the shipping time. So I'm taking average. Here if the country is taking more time, Here I would like to show that country in the green color, sorry, in the red color. If the country is taking the less time, then I would like to show the country in the green color. So I'm editing the colors. Yes, I'm going to red green diverging. If I take the red green diverging, first it will show red, next it will show what green. So for the lesser values it will show red, and for the higher values it will show green. Just I'm reversing this. It means for the lesser values green and for the bigger values red. Just click on apply and click on OK. So it was the highest value 2.914, and which country is taking the highest shipping time? South Africa. Okay. So next I would like to find out the number of days in between the first day and the last day in the superstore. Number of days in between the first date and last date of superstore. First date and last date of superstore. So first of all, how to get the first date and last date? So in Tableau we have two functions. Okay, two functions. One is min and the other is max. So using the min and max functions, we can able to find out the first day and the last day. So min of date going to gives us the first date, and the max of date going to gives us the last date. So just go to Tableau. I'm writing a new sheet. I'm taking min of date. Okay, I'm taking min. So min of order date. So I'm taking the aggregation on the date field. So if we take aggregation on any field, Tableau will create the output field in terms of measures. So click on apply, click on OK. Just go to measures. Here we are having the min field. Once drag the min and drop it here. So it's showing the start date. Okay, 1/1/2010 means 1st Jan 2010. So just duplicate this. Now I'm taking max. If you take max of order date, means it is going to generate the maximum value of the order date. So click on apply and click on OK. Drag max and drop into the rows. So what is the last value? 31st December 2013. So if I take the date def or the number of the days in between, I'm taking date def of, I'm taking day, and I'm taking the min, and I'm taking max. So here the date is going to find the difference between the min date and the max date in terms of days. Hit apply and hit OK. Just convert this to dimension, or just simply drag it. I don't have any problem. Just drag the number of days in between and drop it into text. So in between the max date and the min date, we have total 1460 days. Okay, we have total 1460 days. Next function, the last function in the dates is date parse. So what date parse will do? It is a new function from Tableau 8.3. The date parse, it is going to convert the string dates to Tableau dates. Date parse, it will take the input as string dates. So in Tableau, how we'll identify the strings? If you have any value within the quotes, then all the values comes under what strings. So the date parse will take the input as string dates, and it will take the format of the string date. And it will convert that string date to the Tableau date. So I'm having date parse of, let's say for example, I'm having the format as 12.5.2016. So if you have any value within the quotes, Tableau will identify that value as string. So here how to specify the format. Using date parse, if you want to specify the format, So we have for day, to specify the day we have to take dd, small dd. To specify month we have to take capital mm, and to specify the year we have to take yy. We'll take y by y. So here what is the format? The format is dd dot mmm dot y by y. It is the format of the input date. It is the format of the input date. So just let me copy this. Just go to Tableau. So just click on apply and click on OK. So the date path is going to create the field of type date and times. Here are the field. So just drag this field and drop into the rows. Right click, click on example. So it is converted into what? The Tableau date. So for this date path, what is the input value? The input value is in terms of strings. So it is a new function from Tableau 8.3 which will convert the string dates to the Tableau dates automatically just by taking the format. Okay, so these are the date functions available in Tableau. In fact, we have one more function called as isDate. So what isDate will do? isDate will take the input as string. If the string is a valid date, it returns true. Basically, it is a Boolean function. Okay, basically, isDate is a Boolean function. So in Tableau, one shortcut is any function starting with is. Any function starting with is a Boolean function. So isDate will take the input as string. If the string is a valid date, it will return true, else it is going to use what false. So these are the different date functions available in Tableau. In 9 and in 8, we have the same functions. Next, the next type of functions are type conversions. So till now we have worked with number, string and the date. So what number functions will do? Number functions, they will take the input as number fields only. String functions, they will take the input as string fields only. And date functions, they will take the input as date fields only. So on the number functions, if you want to take the string field means, let's say for example, you got the requirement where you want to take some number function on the string field. So on the number function, if you want to take the string field means, so first of all, we have to convert that string to number. So we have to convert, or we have to change the data type of that string to number. So how to perform such a kind of type conversion? Okay, by using this type conversion functions. With the help of this type conversion functions, we can able to convert the data type of the field from one type to the other. So in Tableau 8 total we have 6 different types of type conversions. From Tableau 9 we got 2 new functions. So the fourth type are type conversions. So the first function is int. So what int will do means int will convert. Int is also called as the integer function. Int will take the input as expression and will convert that expression to the integer. Next, similarly, we have a float. So float function will take the input as expression, will convert that number to the floating number. So floating number means what? Combination of integers plus decimals. And next, number 3, str. So str also will take the input as expression and will convert that expression to the string. Will convert that expression to the string. And similarly, we have date and date time. We have date comma date time. These functions are used to convert the expression to, these fields are used to convert the expression to date field or date plus time field. So I'm taking date of expression it will convert that input expression to date value, and if you take date time, the date time will convert the input expression to the okay, to the date plus time value. So let's implement these things, guys. So just for a Tableau, I'm creating a new field. I'm taking INT. Let's say, for example, I'll take 5 by 2. If I divide 5 with 2, what's the value? The value is 2.5. Just click on apply and click on OK. So now I'm converting this to dimension. Just drag the INT and drop it here. See here, what is it? 2 pointers. So 2 is the integer, whereas dot 5 is the decimal. So if you want to show only the integer part, if we take int of this, now as the actual value is 2.5, it will show only value as 2 because 2 is the integer. So int going to convert that floating number to the integer. Now it is showing us what to do. Similarly, if I take float of 4 by 2, if I divide 4 with 2, the output will be 2. So just click on apply and click on OK. As I'm taking float, it will show the output as 2.0. Just convert this to dimension. Now we just click on ABC. Here how Tableau is showing the floating output 2.000. Okay. So we have one function called as div function. What div function will do? Div function going to divide two numbers, right? So let's say I'm taking div of 5.1 and I would like to divide it 2.1. Now your Tableau going to throw us what error. So how to make it valid? Just take what div of int of 5.1 and int of 2.1 and int of 2.1. Okay. So now here first, before dividing, Tableau will convert these two numbers to the integers. Similarly, if you want to divide the sales with profit, I'm taking sum of sales and I'm taking sum of profit. If I take sum of sales and sum of profit also, here Tableau going to throw an error. So your div is being called as float and float, determining integer. So first of all, you have to convert these floating numbers to the integers. I'm taking int of this. Okay. So now it is converting what? It is converting the floating numbers to the integers. Okay. So next I would like to find out the length of all the customer IDs. So how to find out the length of all the customer IDs? We have to make use of the len function. So cust ID length. So you have to take out len of customer ID. So if you take len of customer ID, here again Tableau is giving the errors. If we click on the drop down, we can able to see the error message. Len is being called float, determines string. So it means what? Here for the len function, we are passing the input as what? We are passing input as floating number. But what is len? Len is a string function, right? So len will expect everything in terms of strings. So we have to convert this. Here we have to convert this customer ID to string. So how to convert this to string? Take str of customer ID. Okay, so take str of customer ID, just click on apply and click on OK. So now before finding out the length, we are converting this function to what? str. Click on apply. So just I'm converting this to dimensions. I'm dragging the customer ID length and I'm dropping into rows. Next, I would like to find out the number of customers I'm having. Just I'm dragging the customer ID and I'm finding out the count. Okay, just click on ages. So the customer ID 1 I'm having 9 customers, with 2 I'm having 90, with 3 I'm having 900, and with 4 I'm having 2404. So it is my customer ID length and the number of customers I'm having. So similarly, we can able to convert any expression to the date or date time using the date and date time. And we have one more function called as make date time. Make date time. So what make date time will do? Make date time will take the input expression as date and the time values, and it is going to combine both the date and time. Okay, make date time will take the input as date and time, it is going to combine both. So let me create a calculator with the name make date time. So I'm taking make date time and I'm taking my input expression as date value. I'm taking 12 Feb 2016 and I'm taking my time as 7:34 okay AM. So just click on apply and click on OK. So make date time will get the field of type date plus time. Yeah, make date time, drag it and drop it to the rows. Just select the exact date. See, already showing us what the current date plus current time. And from Tableau 9 we got two more new functions. From Tableau 9 we got two more new functions, make date and make time. Let me take make date. So make date is a combination of year, month and day. So I'm taking 2012, I'm taking month. So month always got specified in terms of numbers and I'm taking day 12. So just click on apply and click on OK. So now see make date here I'm having. Select exact date. Oh, I think I have passed the wrong year there. 2016. Similarly, we have the new function. The other new function from Tableau 9 is make time. So make time you take in terms of hour, minute and seconds. So just hit apply and hit OK. Drag the make time and pop into the rows and convert this to the exact date. This data is showing the row at time. So these are the different type conversion functions available. Okay, so by today we are done with the 4 different types of calculations. So these calculations are the most important part of Tableau. So today I am going to send you some assignment tasks. So please do the assignment tasks. So tomorrow we'll start the next important one, logical calculations. Okay, so any questions on today's session?